course, with your time exactly 17 minutes after the top of the hour, 8, I want to welcome you to it. This is KCA Radio 107.4. Listen, if you are hearing the sounds on the background right now, it simply means that we are on. It simply means that we have started with our, Fantuka Af, man. It means that we are taking you back down memory lane. And it simply means that this is your time to engage with us and just give us everything that is all good vibes, because that's exactly what we promised to deliver in this hour. Listen, I started you off beautifully with a triple play, and I hope that you were just jumping up and down just like I was. Of course, I started you off with the notorious B.I.G. Hypnotize. I don't know what is your favorite one. Which one is your favorite jam from the Big Papa, man? After which followed with Raf Gum featuring Monique Beham, and of course, Kissing Strangers. I don't know if you've been up to that type of mischief as yet, but of course, it is that time of the year where we clean up our act, actually, because I do know that during festive, you got up into some real questionable things, right? That's actually what happens. Of course, guys, I want to welcome you to KCA Radio 107.4. If you are currently sitting at home right now and you're thinking, you know what, First Lady, I actually like the sounds that you're playing at the moment, you're quite welcome to just engage with us on all our social media platforms. Guys, you know that I like hearing the sound of your voice so much, so it means that you are welcome to actually send me a voice note and request your song from the past at this hour. Now, of course, this is from 8 to 9, where I take you back in time. So if you want to do that, you can just go on to a WhatsApp line and send us a voice note on 0835137499. Do not forget to search us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. It is KCA Radio. That is the operative word to be searching for. I do promise you to give you entertainment. I do promise you to give you, information, education, but a lot of fun in all in one. And right now, that is exactly what we are all about. It is the time for hashtag Follow the First Lady check-in, and today we take a short left to @Naledi Shine, an organization that is situated all around. Actually, it has aerials everywhere because it works with youth organizations. It works with you, the youth that is currently listening at the moment. I did say that, what are you doing with your 2022? What are you currently planning for your 2022? Some people are planning their academic year. Some people are planning, just to start off and kick off, their work life, their professional lives. So what are you doing with your life? So while you are searching for that, I think that this is how, imperative, organizations such as Naledi Shine come in so that they can bridge the gap to you finding yourself, actually, because, of course, they give you also leadership skills and self-knowledge in the meantime while you're still finding yourself or thinking to yourself, what do I do with this life? And because I am that girl that plugs you into Kuluwabatsonga on your radio. If it's the first time that you're listening to KCA Radio 107.4, do not forget to share the live stream. It is www.kcaradio.net. Share it with your friends, share it with your colleagues, and share it with your family as well, because these are the crucial times that we give you mayele man, something that is going to set you up for life. Now, to introduce to you this organization that I'm talking about, which is Naledi Shine, particularly the invitation that was accepted was from Orange Farm. And of course, in studio today, I do have Musiwa Madula and of course Dave Hlope. Dave is like, Dave is like, no, I'm going to kill you. Don't call my name. And guys, he's in studio already, let me tell you. So yes, I do have them in studio. Musiwa, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm good. So, guys, Musiwa is currently in training at the moment on the ground, doing the work that he's supposed to do. And, of course, Dave is holding down the fort for Naledi Shine in studio as well. So, Musiwa, please introduce yourself to our listener at home and just give us a brief indication as to what does Naledi Shine do? What are you guys all about?
Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much for hosting us today. I'm the First Lady herself. My name is Musiwa Madula, a facilitator and life coach for an organization named Deliver, whereby we do a program called Naledi. It's Naledi Shine. It's a youth leadership development program. Naledi Shine, its focus is based on the 7 principles that believe that each and every young person has that star in them. Because the idea is that if you look at the stars in the evening, they all shine differently. So our plan is to allow each and every young person to look into themselves and the star that shines. So the organization was firstly registered back in the year 2010 with the idea of supporting young people in schools. And since then, we've engaged over 10,000 youth in and around the entire country, whereby we also engaged people who are interns in different companies. And currently, because now at Orange Farm, we are running a program called the Naledi Orange Farm Youth Development, which is also focused on empowering youth in and around Orange Farm. It was initiated a year before last, whereby we started doing an online campaign trying to fundraise so that we can do this training through the Pick a Buddy campaign. So because of lockdown, we were unable to do some of the training, but we started doing the first trainings last year. By Dave, who's in studio today, is one of beneficiaries who's trained as a facilitator and is currently working with us in implementing the program. So at the moment, I'm at Starhead School doing the same training for grade 11.
So you're actually at work right now, doing what you are telling us you are doing.
Yes, so we're practicing, I'm practicing,
you're practicing what you preach.
I'm actually doing that now at Starhead School.
All right.
So that's the primary idea, to allow young people to shine. That is why we are here.
Okay, this is great news, actually. I was just talking to Dave right now. I'm talking about, similar institutions that we actually grew up in the township, going to just, in between work, in between study, and in between, finding yourself. You would find yourself going to the Blue Hall in Orange Farm, previously known as the Blue Wall, obviously. And, there were previously organizations such as Love Life as well. Well, I think there still is. And, that's why I'm testifying to this, because I'm a product of that as well. So your organization actually and its mandate sounds very, very important. And I do urge the youth out there to actually, interact with you guys. Now, coming to that, let's talk about the facilitators. Who are the facilitators? How do you appoint them? And the facilitators as well, how do they approach you if they are interested? And the schools, the organizations that you are talking about, maybe the NGOs as well who are interested, who are housing youth as well. How do they get in contact with you?
Okay, so the first thing that we did, especially in Orange Farm, is that I built a partnership with a few organizations that already exist in Orange Farm. Because my feeling is that we need to collaborate instead of duplicating skills in community.
Of course.
So what I did is I approached local organizations and asked them what is it that they do. So if they've got adults who are already caregivers or trainers, then we train their staff for them to be able to facilitate our product. So that's the first step in an organization. And if people are individuals in the community, then they can get hold of me. They contact me via Facebook or on my cell phone number. Okay. And they have to go through a 4 days training of the Naledi program. And they also need to observe Naledi workshops so that they understand our content. Our primary idea is that we need to plant a seed, the program, in as many organizations as we can. And the participants we find, we also go to schools, approach schools, tell them about our product. Because the idea is we believe if a child can get an F, as much as we can move into an E, that's change. So that's what we're looking for, is that they can improve just a little bit. And that's what we believe in. So we find our facilitators in the community, and it needs to be someone who's passionate and interested, who's also willing to do their own work, who's also willing, because the idea is that as an individual, you cannot ask other people to step up in life and do better if you cannot do better yourself. So
now, I'm sitting with one such individual then here in studio, right? Dave Slobo. Dave, welcome to KCA Radio 107.4, and welcome, actually, most importantly, to the powerhouse with the first lady of this house.
Thank you.
Are you good?
I'm okay. You know, I was actually tempted to co-host with you, so I was like,
oh my gosh, look
Dave,
at
keep
Dave.
quiet.
Guys, you see what Naledi Shine does. It makes it gives people the shot to shoot the shot.
Come on now.
While they are here, listen, it's like, girl, listen, I can do this with you right now, right here. Let's go.
Then I had to behave.
Then you had to
contain myself here.
Then you had to remember that you are under the umbrella of Naledi Shine, Orange Farm. So, Dave, please just give us a brief, journey, shots, down memory lane, where you started with Naledi, where you are right now, and how it's going.
All right. We didn't start so long ago. I started last year.
Okay.
And then as Musiwa has mentioned, we do that 4-day workshop training.
Right.
So I started with that.
Okay.
And then went through all the lessons that they are giving. I went through the 4 of them, all of them, and then graduated as a star. And then after that, then
so I'm sitting with a star.
You're sitting with a star that is shining in its own way.
Guys, okay, so please do recognize that this person, I'm such a visual person, so when he's like, you're sitting with a star, I'm already thinking them giving him a badge of a star and stuff like that. So how has it been though for you?
It has been life-changing.
Okay.
Something that comes and just hits you. A puzzle. A puzzle like a kiddie puzzle. And then in life, there's just that one puzzle.
That one piece.
That is missing. And then Naledi is that one piece that was missing in my life. And then I feel it added and made me complete.
Oh my gosh, that sounds good though. But so is this something that you can recommend for other youth out there at home?
It's something I can recommend to every young person. Growing up in the locations, there's no inspiration.
Yeah.
The only thing you see for Ronakasi, you just see Hotmanica, BMW, spinning. That's the only inspiration you see. It doesn't matter.
Listen, do you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just see them flexing. That's the only inspiration you have. But then with Naledi, you get exposed to a different thing, that you as an individual can be a leader yourself, and as a leader you can be able to lead your own life to greater heights. So
no, I understand. I can appreciate that. Now, Musiwa, please just tell us in just a few, who is the founder of Naledi?
Okay, so the initial person who started, so the Naledi program was actually founded by myself and 2 friends, and the current guy who was the director, his name is Charles, but then he went on to register the NPO, which is Deliver. So the product Naledi was actually started by us, and then because I was still young, then I wanted to explore life and do other things. Charles then continued. He's a former teacher in schools like Sacred Heart College and St. Stephen's, but he did not
right. Okay, so just hold that thought, because we want to know more about Charles just after these news headlines. We want to just find out more about your journey with Charles and Naledi.
Okay. Right, cool.
At 8:30 a.m. on KCA Radio, I am Nina Jaleni. Good morning. Starting off is in Cape Town. A man accused of starting a devastating fire at Parliament is undergoing a mental evaluation. The National Prosecuting Authority said that Zandi the Christmas Mafe started his 30-day mental observation at Falkenberg Psychiatric Hospital on Thursday after a bed had been secured for him. Mafe was apprehended soon after the fire broke out at the parliamentary precinct on the 2nd of January, and he has already made 2 appearances in the Cape Town Magistrates Court. Earlier this week, during his second court appearance, the NPA argued that the accused must be referred to a psychiatric facility for observation. It followed a diagnosis and recommendation by a doctor that he suffered from paranoid schizophrenia. His lawyer tried to oppose the application but was unsuccessful. Magistrate Zamegi Limbalo agreed with the state and postponed the matter until the 11th of February. And staying in our local news, Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula said that the government was forging ahead with plans to subsidize the taxi industry. Mbalula said that the multi-billion rand sector was the backbone of the country's transport system and should be treated as such. He was speaking during the launch of the 1.1 billion rand taxi relief program, which will still see individual operators pocketing 5,000 rand each. The Competition Commissioner's land-based public passenger transport market inquiry from last year flagged the skewed relationship between ridership levels and subsidy funding. And lastly, moving over to our international news, the World Health Organization approved 2 new COVID-19 treatments on Friday, growing the arsenal of tools along the vaccines to stave off severe illness and death from the virus. The news comes as Omicron cases fill hospitals around the world, with the WHO predicting half of Europe will be infected by March. In their recommendation in British Medical Journal, the BMG, WHO experts said a therapeutic drug used with corticosteroids to treat severe or critical COVID-19 patients led to better survival rates and reduced the need for ventilators. Catch the next news headlines at 9 a.m. For now, keep it locked to the First Lady on KCA Radio.
Thank you so much, Liba. Tell me now, how are you feeling about Omicron right now? What's your feeling in regards to that at the moment?
It's really scary, to be honest, because in the US, numbers are growing rapidly and I feel like it's out of control. And, you know, when something happens in another state, it's likely it is likely that it'll happen in South Africa as well.
It rolls over. Like, it's just a matter of time before it rolls over.
Exactly. So I feel people should be extra cautious and vaccinate and get
and the ongoing vaccinations, how do you feel about that? Because I've done my 2 vaccine shots, and I'm seeing that there's a trend now to say that, you know, you have to get booster shots. You know, so do you think
a booster shot is for the Omicron, right?
Yeah.
So,
because it's a new variant.
Of course.
So as soon as another one comes, do you think it's going to be ongoing?
Obviously.
Remove it.
Obviously.
And of course, if you have just tuned in, I want to welcome you to KCA Radio 107.4. I want you to be cautious, guys, on the road right now as I give you your update. Please note that you are welcome to just hashtag KCA traffic as you go about on the road just behind the wheel. If you are in Cape Town at the moment, do note that there's an accident which has been reported. If you are on the N2 and if you are inbound just after Spine Road, the emergency lane has been blocked that side. Pretoria Mahlanyeng, there is a stationary vehicle on the N1 if you are southbound just before Flying Saucer interchange. And of course, the 1 lane has been blocked that side. And of course, if we are moving further into KZN, there is a stationary vehicle on the N2 if you are northbound just before Queen 90 Drive, the left lane has been blocked at that side as well. well. So please, guys, as you move forward, please remember to greet the pointsmen which are on duty at the moment. Tell them that the First Lady of this house says hello, hi to them. Tell them that we care about them so much and thank you for keeping us safe on the road. Now, if you are one that catches flights and not feelings, listen, if you're using Egypt Air at the moment and you are on MS 839 and you're heading to Cairo, you should have landed right now and you should be turning on www.kcaradio.net. And of course, if you're using Airlink and you're heading to Bloemfontein, please note that you're on schedule at the moment with no problems reported there. If you're heading to Zimbabwe, if you're heading to Harare and you are using FastJet Zimbabwe, you should be on schedule at the moment with no problems. No delays that have been reported at that side. Listen, we are still with Naledi Shine, and just after this, they're going to be telling us more about the founder, the Mounded, and just closing off the interview. Listen, it is the hour for maNkuna, and what you're currently listening to at the background right now is, of course, a mix which has been curated by the master himself, and just taking us back in time, man. This is the time where we reminisce about the past, good old days, man, and enjoy good music. And of course, on the line right now, still holding for us, is of course Musiwa Madula, who is currently on site working at Naledi Shine on one of their projects. Musiwa, welcome back. Now, just to continue with our conversation, you were still telling us about the founder of Naledi Shine and how it went. Tell us about your relationship and Charles, and please do a final call out to the youth out there and, asking them or maybe telling them how Naledi is going to benefit them.
So the funny thing is that I met Charles at Sacred College. He was a teacher there, and I was facilitating a conflict resolution training.
Right.
So from what he observed and received from me as skills, he decided to quit teaching.
Okay.
And he said, I want to do what you do. And the funny thing is, he's older than me, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, no, it's fine. I think that's one thing I also love by continuing to do this work. And
You were good then at what you were doing.
You must have been.
You must have been very good at what you were doing, right?
Pardon?
I'm saying you must have been so good at what you were doing at that time.
I'd like to believe so, because I still do it eventually.
No, well done.
From then on, I facilitated a few workshops with him, and he was interested in doing the Naledi program. And we started the program with my friends, but he ran with it. Because, I think I was still in my early 20s then.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do something that he was passionate about. And then he went on to continue doing the Naledi training. And he registered the NPO in 2010. I was freelancing for him, coming to do workshops every now and then because I was doing other work outside. So in 2019, I wrote a proposal to him. I said, I want to take this program to Orange Farm because that's where I'm from. And that's when I initiated the Naledi Orange Farm Youth Development Project. So initially, Naledi, it's just workshops and coaching sessions. But with the Naledi Orange Farm Youth Development, it's more than that because we want to have what we call the Naledi Social Club, so that people meet weekly.
Okay.
Like, you remember at Love Life, you'd go there every week for conversations around issues that are facing young people.
Right.
So the benefits of Naledi one is that in the end, we focus on new thinking. We're saying to young people, there's always alternatives and plans and ways to get over the issues that you are facing. And the A is for us to show behaviors and qualities that we need in order for us to become better people, not only for others, but for ourselves.
How do we get in touch with you guys if we want to join? How do we, just tell them again, how do we get in touch with you? Just give us your number and your handles as well.
Well, Facebook, we are Naledi Shine. And on Instagram, it's @NalediShine_1. Twitter is at Naledi Shine. Our website is www.naledishine.org.
Okay.
My number is 078-6595-478, and they can also find me on Facebook as Musiwa Ken Madu. So a lot of people know me by the name Handy Ken.
And we were still wondering. We were just discussing that actually with Dave to say that I wonder why. But guys, I want to thank you so much for making the time to speak
no
to us.
No lie.
Of course, and especially with you, I can believe that, right? So yes, guys, if you've just tuned in, we've just concluded our interview with Naledi Shine representatives right now. So if you want to find out more about what they do, of course, you can just contact Musiwa, who is the lead there, who's going to give you more information about that. Musiwa, thank you so much for joining us. Let us leave you so that you can get back to work. And of course, Dave, we thank you so much for sharing your experience with us.
Can I close off with a quote?
Thank you, KTA Radio.
Your star is closing off with a quote, okay? Go ahead, hit us.
Yeah, here's a quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
And that's how we close it off.
Carnival Creators Academy.